Hello, today we are going to do chapter 5, section 1, part 2. So, be sure you can understand the difference between adding and multiplying exponential expressions. So I'm going to give you two examples. We're going to start with 8x to the third plus 5x to the third. And then we're also going to do 8x to the third times 5x to the third. So if you could stop and pause the video and solve these really quickly for me, that would be great. Alrighty, so how we do the first one. Because it is addition, we take and we do 8 plus 5 times x to the 3, which equals 13x to the third. But if it's multiplication, we do 8 times 5 to the x, but we add the 3 plus 3, so then therefore this is going to be 40x to the 6th. So objective 3 is going to be, we can simplify the expression with the product rule for exponents. So if we are going to be given, it's going to be example 3. If we are given 8 to the third all to the second, how we simplify that is going to be 8 to the third times 8 to the third, because there's 2 of these. So therefore, this is equal to 8, 3 plus 3, so therefore it's 8 to the 6th. So I want you guys to try this example by yourself. So this is going to be, your next example is going to be 5 squared to the 4th. So please pause the video and try this problem. And okay, now what you should do is you should originally write out 5 to the second 4 times. So then this can also be written as 5, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, because there's 4 of them. There is 1 here, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I got that. So then the answer will be 5 to the 8th. So that is going to be the power, we call this the power rule for exponents. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to rewrite the expression. This is going to be example 4. Rewrite the expression for x to the third. So how can we do that? We can write 4x to the third, and we know that that means 4x times 4x times 4x. So this also can also be written as 4 times 4 times 4 times x times x times x. So it can also be written as 4 to the third times x to the third. So this is also another power rule for exponents. So now we are going to do some examples using that. So this will be example 5. So if we have for A, if we have 3xy to the second, the power rule means that this is going to be distributed to here, then here, then here. So this will become 3 squared x squared y squared. So we know that 3 squared is actually 3 times 3. So when we do that, we're left with 9, and we can bring down the x squared, y squared. So the next thing that we can do is, the next example is going to be 5 times pq squared. So we can write that as 5 p squared q squared, because you're going to distribute the 2 to both of these. And that will be your answer for that. The next example that we're going to do is going to be 3 times 2m squared p to the third times 4. So we have to distribute this 4 to all of these as well. So this now becomes 3 times 2 to the fourth, m squared to the fourth, p third to the fourth, with another bracket. So how this can be written is 3 times 2 to the fourth, m to the eighth, because 2 times 4 is 8, and p to the 12th, because 3 times 4 is 12. And now, when you multiply this out, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, you get 16. So this actually can be written as 3 times 16, m to the 8th, p to the 12th, which then we can multiply this, which then becomes 48, m to the 8th, p to the 12th. So that's how you do C. So now the last example that we're going to do for this one is going to be -5 sixths all to the third. So that can also be written as -1 times 5 to the sixth to the third. So now we're going to distribute the 3 to each. So it's going to be -1 to the third times 5 to the sixth. Oops, let me rewrite this. So it's going to be -1 to the third times 5 to the sixth, which is also to the third power. So this will be equal to -1 times 5 to the 18. So the answer here will be -5 to the 18. So that is how you do that. So now we're going to do it with fractions. So if we were given, this is going to be example 6. So if we were given this equation, or this 2 to the third to the fifth, we have to distribute the 5 to the 2 and to the 3. So how that is going to be written is 2 to the fifth times 3 to the fifth. And when you do that on your calculator, it'll come out to be 32 over 243. So another example that we can do is if we have m over n to the third, you distribute the 3 as well. So therefore, it is now m to the 3 all over n to the 3. So for C, we can do 1 to the fifth to the fourth. So you distribute the 4, so then it'll be 1 to the fourth all over 5 to the fourth, which equals 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, so that'll be 1 over 5 to the fourth. And when you take this, it's going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which will come out to be 1 all over 625. So that is what we are going to do today, and the last 2 objectives I will do on Wednesday. So I will assign you homework for that, And then we will also have a homework assignment for the next section as well.